Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So first of all, before we get started today, I want to share with you some exciting news. So my audiobook is now available. It is not on Amazon because Amazon was just not doing anything with it. They've had it for months and they have not processed it yet. So deciding that I'm not waiting for Amazon, I decided to get it out on my own. So what I have done is I have put it on my website. So if you want to purchase my audiobook, simply go to melissaoatman.com/store. There you will find my offerings page, and the very first offering there is the audiobook. Once you click on it to purchase it, it will take you to a document which contains the link that you need. When you click on the link, you have access to the whole audiobook, and it's all divided into chapters and files, so you will have it there for you. And I sincerely apologize that it's taken so long, but it is Amazon, not me. They've had my file for quite some time, so I'm not really sure what their deal is, but this way you get it faster. So just go to my website and you can purchase it. And I want to thank all of you who've already purchased my book, but if you're listening to me every day, you might also want the audiobook. So you can go there. It's $9.95, which I think is pretty reasonable. And I'm pretty excited about it. So go check that out on my website. So what did I want to talk to you about today? Well, today, this sort of all ties in. I wanted to talk to you about workarounds. So what happens when you are trying to complete something, you're trying to achieve your goals, and all of a sudden, it seems like the universe throws up a wall? What do? Because this is what I was experiencing with a lot of things in my life. And I think it was a test for me about how serious am I about my dreams? Am I really ready for them? Am I ready for everything I'm asking for? What I find so often is that when life throws a curveball, life puts up a wall in front of you, so many people just stop and go, oh, I guess I can't get through. But what they don't often realize is that wall isn't that tall and it's not very wide and you could just walk around it. But we don't think outside the box sometimes. And so whenever we see something in our way, we just stop and we turn around and we go back the other way. And I think that sometimes that wall is actually a test, not necessarily telling us stop, give up on your dreams. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think this isn't the way you're supposed to go about it. This is the wrong way. You need to try it a different way. Not give up on your dreams, but just go about it a different way. And I see this all too often in my classroom. And this is honestly one of the things that as a teacher, I see often, and it kind of worries me because I just see this happening more and more with future generations where they come across the problem. Like, let's say I give them a project. And I tell them it's a video project, and this is the program we're going to use. So you need to use this program. And then a student will come up to me and say, well, I don't know how to add the audio. I can't do it. So just let me use a different program. And while a part of me wants to say, well, I don't really care what program they use, also a part of me thinks, no, this is a good experience for them. They need to learn how to work through this. So I'll say, well, I don't really care if you use a different program, but the point of using this program is for you to learn some new skills, not just in German, but also in how to use this particular program. Because when you're an adult or when you go to college, you may have a professor who says you need to use this program. It's kind of like all of us now. I've been using Zoom forever, but now because of everyone having to work from home, everyone's using Zoom. And it's so funny because there are some things about Zoom that are not exactly intuitive. It's not the worst program I've ever used, but it's not exactly intuitive. So seeing people get on there and trying to figure out how to turn on their mic and how to turn on their camera or how to mute this and how to mute that. The fact that SNL has been able to do 3 weeks of skits out of Zoom meetings says something about it. But I think it's important that people learn how to work through. There are people who get so frustrated with technology that they just go, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And they just shut down. And the thing is, and this is my point, there's nothing in life where you should ever just be like, I quit and give up because you couldn't figure one little thing out. If we did that, no one would ever get anywhere because we would all just quit right away. And I know that there's a temptation to want to just quit when you get hit with a roadblock, to go, oh my gosh, this isn't worth it. But that's not the case. Like, you shouldn't give up just because there's something standing in your way. You can work around it, which is what I had to do with my audiobook. You know, I could have just said, well, fine, I guess no one's ever going to have access to this. I guess I just quit. You know what? I'm not about that. I'm not the type of person that's going to say, all right, you win, Amazon, you win. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll find another way. And that's kind of my personality anyway, is I'll find another way. And I think that that's an important thing because it's a lesson in tenacity and determination. If we give up, we could be missing out on the most amazing things in our lives. And there's so many people who are just all too ready to just throw in the towel and give up when things get tough. You see it all the time. And we sort of live in this society now where everyone and everything is replaceable, right? Think about the dating apps. People will start building a relationship with someone and then they see one or two things that they're like, oh, I don't really know. And they just throw someone away because there's a whole pool of other people out there. So everyone is dispensable, right? I can get rid of you and find someone else. But that's not a good thing. That's the problem, I think, with our society today, is that that's how we feel. We feel like, I can just get rid of it. I don't need that person or that thing. And we're forgetting the fact that we are all connected. All of us. Energetically, we're all connected. And when we hurt other people, we just give up on them, throw them away. That's not necessarily a good thing. No, I'm not saying if you're in a bad relationship, stay in it. Of course I'm not saying that. You know me, I was in a toxic relationship for years, and it was not a good thing. And I say if it's toxic and it's, But sometimes we're throwing away things just because we think it's become too difficult. Or because I don't want to work. I don't want to do the work. I'm seeing that a lot with students. Like, well, that's going to take too long. I don't want to do the work, so I'm just going to switch programs. Well, I'm sorry. You can't always do that. You can't always just say, I'm just going to throw it away. I'm just going to start over. I'm just going to do something else. It doesn't always work that way. We have to sometimes go back and do something a different way. We have to fix it, or we have to try it a different way. And with technology, I don't know about all of your experiences, but here's one thing I know for sure. I can have a student tell me 50 times that they're trying to do something and it won't work, and I will walk over to that student to sit down and help them, and as soon as they click the button when I'm standing behind them, it works. And they will say, well, I was doing the same thing, and I get it. I believe them. But that's how technology can be. It's like when you forget your password. So you're putting it in, and then you're like, fine, I'm just going to change my password. And you do the forgot password. And they say, do a new password. So you put in the one you were putting in because you're like, that wasn't my password. And it's like, you need a new password, not the one you were using. It's like, what? This is what I put in like 500 times and you told me it wasn't my password. I mean, it's enough to drive you crazy, and I get it. But the point is, if we were to just give up, if you were trying to, let's say you paid for this program, you had to put in your password and you did that, and then you put in the new one and it said, no, you can't use your old password. And you're like, I just quit. And you walk away. You don't do anything with it. You're missing out on what you're paying to be there for. It can be frustrating. I get that. But to me, giving up is not an option. If I want something badly enough, I don't give up on it. If God puts a roadblock in my way, sometimes I know that that is a time for me to learn something new. And I might say to my team, okay, what's this about? What do you want me to do with this? Why is it not working this way? Can you show me a better way? And then suddenly an idea will come to me. Try it this way. Or a person walks into my life who's like, oh yeah, I did that all the time. I can help you with that. But had I given up and said, I'm not going to do this, and it's usually like a really easy workaround, but we frustrate ourselves, we get impatient, and we make things so much worse. And I think part of our lesson is in not giving up, is in not saying, okay, well, it didn't work that way, so I guess it's just not ever meant to be. Do you know how many people out there who are famous now got told that they weren't good enough, they didn't have enough? I mean, I think Oprah Winfrey was told that she didn't have what it takes to be a journalist. I mean, it's kind of funny, if we listen to what people tell us, or we let an obstacle get in our way and then we just go, you know what, this is too much, I just quit. I think we have to be discerning about when something gets in our way, what's it trying to tell us? I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I do believe when obstacles get in our way, it is a way of telling us this wasn't our path. But I think we need to be better about asking for guidance and getting the guidance we're asking for. Like, if this isn't for my highest good, yeah, throw up roadblocks. Let me know it's not for my highest good. But if this is for my highest good and you've thrown up this roadblock, why? Like, what are you trying to teach me? What are you trying to show me? This is where I think the journaling and the intuitive work really comes in handy, because we can get clear messages and guidance about why isn't this working? Do a free write, ask your question, universe, why is it not working this way? What's going on? What's wrong with this? And then just listen for the guidance that comes to you. And we talk about sometimes when we ask for guidance, it comes to us in the form of our dreams. And I truly believe the reason that happens is because we are easier to get through when we're dreaming. When we're in that dream state, it's like the veil thins between our dimensions and we can hear the guidance a lot easier. So pay attention when you ask for guidance to your dreams. Like, what are you dreaming? And could anything in that dream be symbolic or a message? What's going on with that? So write down anything that might seem like it was a message for you in your dreams, in your dream journal that you keep next to your bed. And also look for signs, and you can ask for specific signs. But ask for alternative ways. When something happens and there's a roadblock and it's something you really wanted, say, is there a different way I should be doing this? Should I be going about this a different way? Please give me guidance in what I should be doing. And if this isn't the right way, what is the right way? We can get so much guidance for that. But I just don't want to see anyone giving up because, something got in my way. And the universe doesn't want you to give up on your dreams either. There are always workarounds. It's funny because whenever someone tells me no, that just fuels me usually to say, well, I will find a way to be able to do this. Like, you just told me no, that means that I'm definitely going to not give this up. I'm going to be finding a way to prove you wrong. But there are so many times where if I would just give up, I wouldn't see the blessings that happen. Like, when I talk to people on the phone, let me give you an example. When I was teaching in Missouri, I didn't have anyone reminding me, hey, you need to renew your Illinois certificate. Because that's what the people in HR do when you have a job. But in Missouri, our certificate was good for life, and I didn't have to renew it. But in Illinois, you have to renew it every few years. So it was up, and I didn't realize it. And I just happened to think, you know what, I probably need to check my certificate. I wanted to keep it up in case there was a job opening in Illinois. So I checked on it, and it had expired. And it had expired maybe like 3 months earlier. So I thought, oh, great. So now I have to renew it. So I called to see what I needed to do to renew it. And they said, you either have to take 3 college credit hours, or you have to, was it 3? No, I think it must have been much more than 3. There is 13. You have to take 13 college hours, or you have to pay $500. And I did not want to take 13 college hours, let me tell you. I already had my master's plus 30. I was not about taking more classes at that point. I was so done with school. And $500, I'm like, are you kidding me? It was 30 to get it initially. $500? I was so mad. And I wanted to quit. I wanted to say to myself, I'm just not renewing it. I just won't teach in Illinois. And I think I said that to my mom, and she was like, don't have that attitude. We'll figure out a way. We'll work around it. But I was so frustrated, and I thought, I don't want to do this. I just want to give up. But I thought, no, I'm not going to give up. I talked to the person, and I said, I just got my master's. And she said, well, that's the rule. And I said, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to pay $500. I don't have $500, first of all. I'm a teacher, so I don't make that much money. And I said, I'm not going to take 13 hours of college credit because, first of all, that would cost way more than $500, and I don't have the time. And I've just got my master's degree, so I have been in school for 500 years, and I'm done with it. And I just told the lady my story, and she said, okay, well, let me see what I can do. So a few days later, she got back to me, and she said, well, because you just had a master's degree, we're able to count those hours, so we'll just go ahead and renew it for you, and all you have to pay is the $30 renewal fee. And I was so relieved. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. But if I had just hit that roadblock and said, you know what, forget it. Just not going to do it. It's not worth it. What I have found in my life is when people tell me no, I don't take no for an answer the first time. I try to work around it. I try to think outside the box. And what's frustrating to me more than anything else in my life is when I deal with people who can't think outside the box. When I say, we could do it this way, and they're like, no, it has to be black and white. Nope, just this, straight ahead. Nope, can't do it. I think the world is made better by people who can think outside the box. And I think amazing things were created by people who can think outside the box. But we are creating a whole generation of people who can't think outside the box because they don't want to, because it's too much effort. Because they just hit a roadblock and go, I quit, and get frustrated super easily. And I really think the reason is because they're so used to being able to have everything at their fingertips that when it takes longer than 5 minutes to figure something out, they quit. That's not a good thing. It's so imperative that you are able to work around things when they don't work out. And I think that's a huge life lesson. That's why when my students say, well, I can't, I'll be like, yes, you can. And I can help you work through it. And we can figure out other ways, but we're not going to quit. And in the same way, I'm here to help you work around things happening in your life, but I'm not going to let you quit. I'm not. God doesn't want you quitting on your dreams or on yourself, and I don't either. And as long as I'm here to be able to encourage you, to be your cheerleader, to motivate you, to give you guidance, I'm here. And if I am dedicated to being here to help you, don't you dare quit on me. Your dreams are important. And it's important that you take the time because it's worth it. You're worth it. You're worth the time and effort to find a workaround when roadblocks come up. We'll figure it out. So don't give up. Think about in your life, where have I given up when a roadblock came in? And should I have given up so soon? Should I have given up so easily, or should I have tried to find a workaround? That's the assignment that I leave you with today. Start thinking about your own life, and when things just pop up out of nowhere that you seem to think are roadblocks, what do? Do you give up? Do you quit? Or do you find a workaround? My hope is that you will find workarounds and not give up. But if you do give up, that might be a pattern. That might be something you need to think about. Do I quit too soon? Am I giving up on myself? It's my hope that you don't. You deserve to be so happy and so successful. Don't quit on yourself now. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to pull a card for you today. So the card I pulled is from the Divine Whispers deck, which is the deck that I created for you. And it is, what is stopping you? What is holding you back today? The universe wants you to know that it's time to stop letting people or your own fears keep you stuck. When you are tapped into your intuition, you cannot make a wrong decision. The only bad decision you can make is not moving at all. What's holding you back today? Summon the courage that I know is deep within you and take the first step today. You've got this. You have everything you need right now to be successful. You are being divinely guided and protected right now. I love that this is the card that came up, and I think it is so appropriate for our message today. Quit allowing the little detours to stop you. You have everything you need right now to be successful, and this was your message from the universe, which means that's your sign. If you needed a sign, should I keep going? Should I keep pursuing this? Here's your sign. Here's your sign. The universe is telling you, yes. What's stopping you? Keep going. You have everything you need to be successful. Here are some daily mantras that go with this card. I have the confidence in my own ability. I have everything I need to be successful. I don't have to have all of the answers today. I am divinely guided. I am following my intuition. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with me. Don't forget, you can order my audiobook now on my website. Go to melissaoatman.com/store. There you will see my offerings page and you will be able to purchase my book directly. Also, I want to remind you that if you like this podcast, please share it with others. Please subscribe. Please leave me feedback from wherever you're listening. That always helps other people find me, and I appreciate it so much. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I go live Mondays at 6:30 Central on Facebook, where I do a free card reading. And I also post videos to Instagram and IGTV, so please don't forget to follow me. And if you would like to work with me, you can just go to melissaoatman.com. If you go to the offerings page, which is the melissaoatman.com/store, you'll see all of the services I offer, and you can purchase them right there. When you want to schedule them, all you have to do is contact me, and we will set up your appointment. All of my sessions are done online through Zoom. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day from wherever you're listening, that you're staying safe, and that you are healthy and happy. I love you all, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye, guys.